If we are as poor as they say, but when the time came to take responsibility, we asked these masters to leave. Why don't they want to leave?
On a bitterly cold night in New York, under the harsh glare of studio lights, Vice President JD Vance spoke 7 words that would ignite a global firestorm.
I want to play you a short clip from the Vice President. This is JD Vance. He gave a keynote.
We have built a foreign policy of hectoring and moralizing and lecturing countries that don't want anything to do with it.
The ocean, in the heart of West Africa, President Ibrahim Traoré watched in silence, his expression still, but his heart burning with fury. The insult wasn't just personal, it was colonial arrogance reborn on live television. But this time, Africa would not stay silent. From Washington's smoky back rooms to the red soil of Ouagadougou, one name lingered in the shadows: Victoria Langston, a master strategist, the puppeteer of chaos, ready to sacrifice truth for control. As protests erupted, alliances fractured, and secrets surfaced, the world found itself at a crossroad. Would the echoes of old empires crush the voice of a rising continent? Or would one man's dignity ignite a global justice movement? This is not just a story of power, it's a reckoning, a story of dignity, resistance, and truth. In the glittering Midtown studio, the cameras rolled. Vice President JD Vance stood tall, exuding the confidence of a man accustomed to the spotlight. He spoke with rehearsed grace about inflation, defense budgets, and international alliances. But everyone in that room knew what was coming. Behind the velvet curtains, Victoria Langston, sharp-eyed, calculating, watched with cold precision. "Don't let him dodge Traoré," she whispered to her aide. "Hit hard. The world's craving a villain tonight." And then it came. Live on television, JD Vance delivered the blow. President Ibrahim Traoré is not a leader. He's a puppet, pulled by the strings of hostile powers, endangering his people. Silence. The words landed like a dagger, a personal attack on a nation's soul. Headlines spread like wildfire. From Washington to Ouagadougou, the insult burned. In that moment, diplomacy died, and the fire of injustice roared into the open. In the presidential palace in Ouagadougou, President Traoré sat quietly, absorbing the weight of the insult. His advisors, Benjamin Price and Lena Whitaker, waited for him to speak. The words were played again on the screen. "He's a puppet." With a calm but firm voice, Traoré ordered, "Prepare a statement, but not just any statement. I want every major outlet, regionally and international. I want a full press conference within 24 hours. This will not go unanswered." He rose from his seat, pacing toward the balcony. "They think we're still the colony," he said, his voice low. "They think we're still barefoot and blind, waiting for handouts. But we are not our grandparents. We will not beg for dignity." Meanwhile, in Washington, Victoria Langston sat at her desk, her warboard filled with talking points, media strategies, and influencer briefings. She had anticipated this response and was already spinning the narrative. "Push it. Make him look reckless. Get op-eds out now." In Ouagadougou, the president began reaching out to key regional allies, leaders he had built trust with through shared infrastructure and fair trade agreements. Within minutes, support was pledged. As the hours passed, Lena Whitaker noticed something strange. Footage of civil unrest in Burkina Faso was being manipulated. Some clips were from other countries, and others were altered to create a false narrative of instability. "This is coordinated," Benjamin Price observed. "They're laying the groundwork for something bigger." The world was watching, and President Traoré was ready. A few days later, he stood before the press in the Grand Hall, poised and composed. He did not raise his voice. Instead, he spoke the truth with unshakable calm. "The Vice President of the United States declared to the world that I am not a leader, that I am a puppet, that my government is a danger to my people." He continued, not with anger, but with precision. "Burkina Faso is no one's puppet. We do not take orders from foreign shareholders, nor do we trade our sovereignty for silence." He outlined his reforms: corruption crackdowns, investments in rural education, and the expulsion of foreign mining companies that exploited his people. But this moment wasn't just about policies. It was about reclaiming Africa's dignity. "This moment," he said, his voice steady, "is not just about me. It is about a pattern, a bloody pattern." He gestured to images behind him. Libya in flames, Sudan in collapse, Congo in despair. "We remember when the West came to Libya, claiming to protect it, and left behind a graveyard. We remember Sudan, carved apart and abandoned. We remember the silence when warlords funded by foreign companies devoured villages for the sake of mineral wealth." He locked eyes with the audience. "Burkina Faso will not be the next chapter in that history. We are not your project. We are not your problem, and we are not your proxy. Then came the line that would echo worldwide. The arrogance of power will never silence the dignity of a free people. The room exploded into applause.